In this video, I'll show you a few simple steps to making your very own horror logo, and by the end, you'll have a stylized, polished, usable logo for your upcoming horror project. Whether you're a game developer, a writer, an aspiring filmmaker, this tutorial will get you started with some basic branding for your project. Let's jump in. Let's get started. So, you'll see when you open up a new canvas, depending on your settings, a white background. Make a new layer, here on the right side where you see the plus icon. We want our logo to pop, and what better color to choose for horror than black? So at the top, in your color selector, we're going to shift all the way to black, and then go over to the bucket tool, and just click anywhere on the canvas. This is going to make our background completely black. If it's not working for you, make sure to click the little lock icon in your layers hierarchy on the right side of the screen. Next, we want to draw the viewer's eyes in, so I'm going to make a focus point using a simple shape to get things going. I'm going to go over to the ellipse tool and just click and drag out a basic circle. Mine's going to be red, but you can choose whichever color you'd like. Now, go down a little here on the left and select the elliptical selection tool. Then, we're going to click and drag out another circle, but this time, I want it to be more of an oval shape to cover from one end of the red circle to the next. With our new oval in place, we'll make sure to be on the red circle layer and press delete. This removes the selected area and leaves us with a nice hill or mound for the next step in the process. The next step is to decide on a main prop or image to be a reference for the hook of the logo. You can pick anything you want, but for this project, I'm going to use a withered tree. Head on over to your browser and search for an image you like. I'm looking for a tree that fits the vibe I'm going for. I think this will be perfect. Download the image and then bring it into Krita. Now, let's move it into place and scale it up. Then, let's turn down the opacity so we can see the red circle behind the tree. This part is a little tedious, but trust me, the process is worth it. Go to the bottom left side of your panel and click on the Bezier Curve selection tool. Click somewhere to start. The base of the tree is a good spot. What we'll want to do is just click and then hold your mouse button down and drag along the reference image and just trace our way around the tree. This way of doing it is perfect for beginners who don't necessarily have the skills yet to draw their own images. It allows you to get a feel for the shape and flow of the image you're trying to draw. So just click and drag and make some wild designs for your tree. There's no perfect or correct shape, just make sure you're following the very basic patterns for the image you're tracing. I've shown you how to trace an image, and now I'm just going to finish tracing the basic shape of the tree. Then I'm going to make some limbs and branches of my own to show you that you don't have to and shouldn't just trace everything line for line. But if you like, for the sake of this tutorial, feel free to go ahead and trace the entire image all the way around until you feel more comfortable doing it on your own. Once we're done tracing or making our desired shapes, let's close the outline by clicking on the first point. Once you have that, go over to the layer hierarchy and make sure the red circle layer is selected. And just like last time, we're going to hit the delete key, and just like that, the shape of our tree has been cut out of the circle. It's looking good, but it isn't quite there yet. So, with the red circle layer selected, I'm going to use the Bezier Curve selection tool again, and start drawing out some more branches to fill in more space, and give the tree some more detail. Same as before, just click and drag, and then close off the selection. Hit delete, and that's it. As you can see, there's no real rules I'm following, I'm just trying things out and seeing where it takes me. Go ahead and experiment. Don't be too shy and don't feel too critical of your work. It's all about learning and it's all about practice. Now that's looking nice. We have our focus point, our image hook, and we've made it our own by using custom shapes and designs. Let's add in some text for our branding so we can tie the logo and the brand together. Head over to sites like dafont.com, and we're looking for something that screams horror. So let's make this easy and select the horror category right here. Hover to More Options and make sure you select 100% free public domain so that you don't run into any issues. Scroll through these until you find something that you think works well with your logo. These are all great, but I'm looking for the right vibe, so let's keep looking. I think this one will be great, so let's download that. Once the font style has been downloaded, find it in your folder and open it up to install it onto your system. We're going to jump back into Krita now. Hover to the far left side of the screen, and at the top, click on the Text tool. All you have to do is click and drag out a shape. Double-click on the text, and it will open up some settings. At the top, select your new font style. In the Rich Text section, type in your brand or phrase, increase the size of your text, and choose the color. And then, just hit Save when you're done. The font is looking pretty small, so let's go to the left panel and choose the Transform tool. Click on the edge here, hold Shift, and just pull out the edge until it looks like the right size for your logo. Reposition it so it's a little lower and centered. This is looking so good, and the best part is you're making a logo for yourself that you can use for any of your projects. Let's add the final touches to this and really make it stand out. Every good horror movie has some violence to it, so I'm thinking let's add some rips or tears into the logo to give it that final nail in the coffin. Go to the panel on the left and click on the polygonal selection tool. Make sure you're on the red circle layer, and honestly, all you have to do is click, extend your line, click again to end the line, drag back towards the first point on an angle, and then close up the selection and hit delete. Easy. And now we have a really cool slash going through part of our logo. Let's do that a few more times on the circle to add some more detail. Above and below should look good. You want to do the same thing on the other side of the circle, so same as before. Click, extend your line, click again to start a new line, drag it back to the first point but on an angle, close the selection and hit delete. Don't worry, these don't have to be perfectly lined up. In fact, I kinda want mine to be slightly off from each other, so that way each slash looks slightly unique. Now let's do something similar to the text layer to keep consistency. In order to do this, our text layer can't be a vector, so let's rasterize it by clicking on the text layer in the hierarchy, right-click, and go to Convert to Paint Layer. Now the image is rasterized, which means we can add some slashes to the text as well. Same thing as we did with the circle layer. On the text layer, use the polygonal selection tool and start shaping out some slashes across your text. Click, extend, click, extend back towards the first point, close the selection, and hit delete. Let's do that a few more times, and remember, if you make a cut but it didn't turn out how you want, press Ctrl Z to undo and try making your shape again. There's no one way to do this, so just experiment and have fun. And that's it! After a few simple steps, you've gone from a basic shape and a reference image to a stylized, polished, usable, custom logo for your upcoming horror project. It's really that easy. Anyways guys, I hope this video was useful for you and that you're on your way to making your very own horror-themed logo. With this basic knowledge, you'll be able to start designing your very own ideas, so get out there and start creating. Hey, if you liked this video and learned something new, please consider leaving a like, a comment, and subscribing to this channel. I'll be making more tutorial videos and content, so stick around and let's make some horror together. If you've gotten this far, please feel free to head over to my itch.io page, link in the description below. Check out some of my games and assets. It means the world to me, and every download means I can keep doing what I love to do. And that's horror and video games. So go, check them out, play the games, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!